Hi gardening friends! Well, it's that time. We've come to the end of garden season. So what did garden season 2024 look like? The good, the bad, the ugly on repeat. I had a very disruptive and frustrating gardening season. It was just one thing after another. The first challenge that I faced this garden season was rain and more rain. And not just a little bit of rain for 20 minutes, buckets of rain. I have a little rain gauge in my garden that tells me how many inches, and I cannot tell you how many days it was filled to 3 or 4 inches of rain after the rain just would not stop. Here's a little bit of footage of what my backyard looked like during this very rainy garden season. Flood after flood. I think I'm gonna lose my fruit trees. At least 2 of them look very sad after being flooded for most of the spring and summer. I'm not sure if they're gonna come back. I'm just gonna leave them alone and let them do their thing, but it's not looking promising. I am super grateful that I garden in raised beds because otherwise everything would have completely washed away this year. Because of all the rain, I wasn't able to maintain my gardens like I usually do with the weeding and the fertilizing and the pruning, because every time I had the opportunity to go out into the garden, it was pouring rain. Or if I had another opportunity to go out into the garden in between taking kids from point A to point B or my other job that takes up my time, it was flooded. And it's just really not fun to be in the garden with water up to the middle of your ankles and being swarmed by mosquitoes, because with lots of water comes lots and lots of mosquitoes. As the year progressed, my garden soil is very, very compacted. Rain is good, but pounding rain on repeat over and over again really did my soil in. It is just compacted, rock hard, and I'm going to have to do some amending to it to get it ready to relax over the winter and be ready for us in the spring. Rain is one thing that we can't control. We either have too much, too little, or just right. Nobody wants a drought, but a flood isn't any fun either. It was just a very difficult year when it came to weather. Next up, I was fighting a little furry pest. Check out this footage I took during the investigation process of life with my groundhog. Gardening friends, we have an intruder. Look at all this damage. Something is getting in to the garden. We found one hole dug under the fence. We put a rock and filled the other side in with some dirt. We're thinking we're gonna have to clear out all along the fence line of all the grass so that we can put a electric line down at the bottom too, because something's getting in. The damage continues over here where everything has just been chomped down, including my sweet potato vines, which is very, very sad since it's the first year I've grown sweet potatoes and I don't know how destroying the vines is going to affect my potato crop. Ugh. I went in for dinner, and while I was out for dinner, this is what happened. It's war with this groundhog. When I took a picture from the trail cam and showed it to a couple of my friends, I posted it on Facebook because I was just frustrated with the little furry creature, and everyone came back with, "Aw, it's so cute." No, not cute. Nothing cute about this. Okay, well, maybe it would be cute if we were off in the woods somewhere and it was digging its tunnels and eating random berry trees or I don't know what. But when it digs under your fence and massacres your broccoli and cauliflower and carrot tops and beet tops and Brussels sprouts, they're not cute. They're just destructive. And I will say that I may have won a battle or two with this little guy, but I did not win the war because I was not able to catch him. And I'm pretty sure that he is still living somewhere on my property or one of my neighbor's property on either side. So he'll just be back and we'll be fighting some more. The final solution to our problem was we have a fence and we have an electric fence, but we only had the electric line over the top. We cleaned out the bottom portion of the fence and we ran a second electric line so that whether you were climbing up to the top or you were down at the bottom, that you had the deterrent of those little shocks to be like, hey, you don't want to come in here. This place is not for you. So once we did that and very, very diligently remembered to plug it in every single time we left the garden, the little guy stayed out. Now, granted, he moved on to other places. I have lettuce boxes up by my house so that I can easily just jump out of the kitchen, grab some lettuce for dinner. Well, they are not in a fence or electrified or anything. And once he couldn't get into the back garden, he ate about 3/4 of my lettuce box. But I reseeded and covered it with mosquito netting, and that's how we made it through the rest of the summer. Because once it was covered, he was like, I guess I can't get in there. So that was garden challenge number 2, fighting with the groundhog all season long. Number 1 was the weather. Number 2 was the groundhog. Number 3, I don't have footage of this one. It was just the most difficult pest year I've ever had. All pests I've had in the past, slugs, vine borers, these are not new to my garden. We see them. But this year, they were just tremendously bad. With all the water, the slugs just came running. They appeared everywhere, inside, out. They were just everywhere. And while if you may have tried beer traps, which I tried this year, and they work great to attract the slugs, but when it won't stop raining, they quickly fill with water, and it's a nonstop battle of trying to fill them and keep them there to attract the slugs, but then they're getting rained in, and so then it's not beer anymore, it's rain, and it's not attracting the slugs. It was just very much a losing battle this year. And the vine borers, I don't know what to do about vine borers. I'm gonna spend a lot of time reading about them this winter because they took out all of my zucchini plants. Every single one. I think I had 8. Every single one by the end of the season was attacked by vine borers and just snapped in half. I got maybe 6 zucchini the entire season. And that is just ridiculous. Aren't all the jokes that, you give a gardener a zucchini plant and you feed the whole neighborhood? Not my zucchini plants. Zucchini has just been a pest magnet in my garden. And I don't know why. But I'm going to figure it out. Those were my 3 challenging adventures for this garden season. But it wasn't all bad. It's never all bad. I had the most successful cucumber season I've ever had in my entire life. Big, beautiful, giant vines that produced tons and tons and tons of cucumbers. And I was able to put up, I believe it's 23 jars of pickles on the shelf. It was amazing. So satisfying. I planted garlic last year for the first time, and when I harvested it at the end of June, it was gorgeous. So happy with it. Can't wait to plant more this October for next June. I also had a very successful beet year. So no matter what, the garden is never all bad. No reason to quit. No reason to throw in the towel. You just gotta roll with the punches, take the good with the bad, and figure it out for next year. So will I be quitting after all of these terrible happenings? No, I will not. Because being in the garden makes me happy. Growing food that is delicious and nutritious for my family makes me happy. And I cannot think of a better thing to spend my days doing in the spring and summer and fall. So challenges, you can just keep throwing them at me because I'm just going to keep figuring it out. There's no failure in the garden. We just figure it out and move on to the next thing. Okay, gardening friends, that's my recap for the 2024 season. What happened in your garden this year? Was it sunshine and roses and everything was rainbows? Did you have the worst year ever, such as mine? Or was it somewhere in the middle? A few challenges here, a few wonderful successes, but all in all, a good season. Please write in the comments, let me know, what did you love? What did you hate? What are you never doing again? And what can you not wait to do over and over and over again? Let me know. I want to hear your stories. Until next time, gardening friends, bye-bye.
Please like, subscribe, and share to this channel. Peace out.